Another week of meal prep as a mom of four with kids home for summer break. I started with turkey pesto Uncrustables. This one was a little bit of a risk, but two of my kids absolutely loved them. It's pretty simple, but anytime you're working with lunch meat and you're wanting to make an Uncrustable, make sure you keep it all in the middle so you can get a tight seal. All these went in my favorite Uncrustable maker, then I popped these in the freezer so we can have them all week long. And as always, I'm going to remind you to keep the crust because we're going to make a new recipe next. If you're looking for a great way to store Uncrustables, this container is perfect because you can put quite a few in, and as it gets lower, you can push the lid down lower to keep it sealed tightly. Now for how we're going to use the crust this week. I really needed a simple dinner option, so I made the crust into little chicken pot pies. We had leftover rotisserie chicken that I shredded up even finer. Then it was just mixing the crust, the chicken, some frozen vegetables, and a can of cream of chicken soup. I scooped this into a lined cupcake pan, and honestly, it made for a really great dinner. These were a little more fork food than finger food, so if you do make them, be prepared. For the kids, I put these on these plates that I love for taking on the go. I knew it was going to be a hectic night, so they ate these in the car and it worked perfect. I'll definitely be adding this into our dinner rotation. Next was increasing what was in the freezer for lunch because everyone's going to be home all week next week for lunchtime. This little tortilla sealing mechanism is awesome. You can use it with 3 different sizes of tortillas. In this case, I filled it with all the pizza ingredients. Then we pop these in the freezer to throw in the air fryer for lunch next week. So basically, these are Hot Pockets without all those nasty ingredients. Then it was on to breakfast, and my girls are always complaining that I don't do anything fun, so I tried my hand at homemade Pop-Tarts, and these were so good. I started with pie crust and some high-quality strawberry jelly. Then I used this Uncrustable maker that I honestly don't love for sandwiches, but it worked awesome for this. And again, I don't like to waste, so with all the extras, I put it into muffin tins, and these were delicious. Both the little muffins and the Pop-Tarts got popped in the oven, and while they were in there, I made the icing. This was just a mixture of milk and powdered sugar, but learn from my mistake and make sure you go really light on the milk. Then I let them cool and put some icing on the top. I promise this looks messier than it ends up. Then of course we had to add some sprinkles, and I popped these in the freezer so that they were ready to go for later. Next time I do this, we'll eat the little muffin ones right away when they're warm from the oven and throw the actual Pop-Tarts in the freezer. The muffins do reheat fine, but they obviously take a little longer in the air fryer or toaster. I had to get these in the freezer quickly because I was seriously obsessed. Then to balance everything out, a couple of snack trays to go in the fridge for the rest of the week. I went with cucumbers and carrots. Then I made some high protein ranch dip using cottage cheese, a little bit of milk, and ranch powder. You can blend that up in your blender or food processor or use an immersion blender. This one's my favorite because it's so simple to wash. Then I put all of these in my favorite stainless steel snack containers. If you've got some older kids like I do, these are great because they're a little bigger than the plastic ones. Plus I love that their food's not in plastic all week. I popped these in the fridge, then it was on to one last snack and we were ready to be done for the week. Both of my girls love yogurt with grape nuts, so I did yogurt in these little snack packs. Then I did a mix of grape nuts and grape nut flakes. And my favorite part about these containers is you have the option to put a spoon right on the lid. So these